Hi, fellow traders. Excuse the voice. I got under the weather this weekend. I'm still fighting it out, still trying to get my voice. It kind of limited me talking a lot in chat today. I apologize, but my throat was really raw. My voice, it was killing me. So, but it's getting better. That's the good thing about it. But today was just not the day, not the way I wanted to start the week. Got on Roku last week, I made over 10 grand. On two trades, I made over 10 grand. This morning, I managed to get back 20% of it in less than an hour. It's crazy. Today just did not. There's no explanation for it. There's a reason. I take full responsibility for it, and that's pretty much what we're going to talk about today. But I sent this out and I posted this in chat. Successful traders do not become successful by winning trades. It's the hours, the days, the weeks, the months, and sometimes years it takes to develop the right skill set. The winning trades are just a result of the process. And we have to trust the process. But not only trust it, we have to focus on it. And if you don't focus on that process, your energy is going to go somewhere else. Like, I know E.T. has said this, but I know Tony Robbins has, a lot of motivational speakers have said this. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. And this statement it's a powerful, powerful statement that we use as a tool to help us achieve our goals. When we have a clear vision of what we want to accomplish, we're going to go after it. All of our energy is going to be go, go, go. So that same principle, that same ideology relates to trading 100%, because that is what I think gets us in trouble from time to time. We tend to focus on the expected outcomes of our trade plan or our thesis when we know good and well we don't have any control over the market or the stock that we're trading, whether it goes up or down or sideways. We have no control over that. But somehow we stop focusing on the process that we have in place to help us execute, and we start thinking about what we think the stock's going to do. And that's what happened to me this morning on Roku. For the last 2 weeks, I made almost 15 grand on it. Well, over 15 grand on it. Okay, last week I just made 10. And so I'm like, I know this stock. I know exactly what it's going to do. I know the pulse. But the process is, in the morning, I look at the volume. I look for the gap. I look for the catalyst. And these things, I just discounted. Just didn't even think about it. Didn't care. It's like, I know this stock is going to do it, and I load it up. I'm having to trade in SureTrader, and and I've got a good size account, and so I can risk a lot more. And I probably shouldn't do that. I know it frustrates some people in the community because you can't really relate to somebody trading in a larger account. That's why I trade a smaller account. That's why I'm in there with you, and I'm trading in the same broker that you use. It's very, very important. I know where my niche is. My niche is trading and growing a small account. I can make a ton of money doing it. The average, a lot of people, they just inflate themselves past that. But that's what I do. And I teach people how to do it and to help them develop the skills and everything that they need to get to that next level. So there's a process in place when I'm trading that. When I'm trading my larger account, it's a different process. And I'm in here and I'm thinking, different things, and I'm not being as focused as I should be. And so everything I did this morning is 100% my fault. I lost that money because it was my fault. But once I took time off and I went for a walk and I cleared my head and I, tore some stuff up in my backyard, I came back and because I realized what I was doing wrong. I knew what I was doing wrong. I'd already known that. So when I came back, I was able to answer your questions. I was able to go through my process of reading a stock and letting the market tell me what's more likely going to happen. Not me telling the market this is what you're going to do, because it doesn't make sense. So when I'm wasting my energy focusing on trying to make the market do what I wanted it to do versus focusing my energy on reading the market, reading the price action on that stock, looking at the chart, assessing it, using my critical thinking skills to determine where is it more likely to go than not. Where are the levels that this stock more than likely will get to? That's where my focus should have been, and that process got messed up. We need to focus on the few things that really matter in our trading. If you're worrying about losing, you're worrying about this, I don't want this to be my third loss in a row. I don't want this to be my fourth loss in a row. You're focusing on the wrong thing. You're going to lose. You can have a winning trade, but you can lose all your money because you're focusing on the wrong things. You got to focus on the process of executing your trade. You got to focus on the process of planning your trade, and you plan it based on what the market and what the chart is telling you, not what you think it's going to do, but what the market is telling you. And it's just, how stupid is it for you to argue with somebody that you can't win the argument with, but you're just going to continue to do that, and then eventually that person's going to win. You're out of energy, you're out of money, and it has no feeling, and you're left there. So gotta focus on the right things, guys, and for me, that's what it is. I'm gonna do the live stream tomorrow. I'm gonna try to keep the schedule consistent. I wasn't gonna do it because SureTrader wasn't up yet. I would be trading out of my larger account. It might not connect, but today I said, look, it doesn't matter what my buying power is. I just need to trade the same way. You just need to focus on trading like it is your small account. And so that's what I'm going to do tomorrow, and until SureTrader comes back up. Now, I did see this tweet today. I don't know if it's real or not, but Guy Gentile tweeted this out. 5:45 today. Said by court order, SureTrader's back up. What a stay is, that means that SureTrader is going to be allowed to trade until this whole mess is resolved. Now, what concerns me is that they had to go to court, and there's only 1 day left in the suspension. You're only starting 1 day sooner. So I called my buddy, I hadn't got back with him. I tried to wait until he called me, but I don't think he's going to call me today. But if you go to court and you get a stay of execution, that means you may be guilty of something, and all you're going to do is potentially prolong whatever's going to happen to you. So that's what concerns me at this point. That, hey, they may be up and running tomorrow and everything is fine, but for how long? So I need to know what's going on, I need to know what's happening behind the scenes. I need to know what they're being charged with. Even if it's administrative stuff. Not filing the proper documents and not keeping the proper documents on hand, or whatever the case is. I want to know what it is. So I haven't seen an official statement yet. So I know he's the CEO, and he'll get the news before anybody else. So maybe later on tonight you may get another one of those releases from SureTrader. I'm still a little upset that they came, this came through a tweet, and they didn't email, their members personally. They could have sent an email and tweeted it out. There's so many things that I'm disappointed in with how SureTrader handled this whole ordeal. So I'm not done with it. I'm gonna keep digging and see what I can find. But I'm like everybody else. You're innocent until proven guilty, and I'm gonna hold that to everything I do. I'm not like a lot of people. I have certain values, and I don't care what I'm dealing with, who I'm dealing with. I'm going to uphold those values. I'm going to uphold those standards. And if you don't like it, then we can't deal. I mean, that's just the way I am. So with anybody, it's you're innocent until proven guilty. SureTrader is innocent until proven guilty in my mind. So if they're back up and running tomorrow, I'll be back up and running tomorrow with them. All right, but I will be live one way or the other. We're going to go through my process, and you'll see it live. I do this every day in chat. I try to follow the same process. Some days it's going to be slower than others. This morning it was really crappy. But I saw Roku, it popped up. It came off the scanner. It popped up $1 to the downside gap, then $1 to the upside gap. For Roku, $1 gap is nothing. So no reason I should have traded that today. So let's take a look at it. And this is where I said I gave back 20% of what I made from it last week. And I did that in less than an hour. So go figure, right? Go figure. But you can see this price action does not look like the price action from those 3 days that I had those big trades. All right, so even if I was looking to trade this with an all-day hold, that setup's not even there. Now, I was looking at this. We were making lower highs. We were making lower lows. Okay, except for here, we had the hiccup coming into the open. And so we had, this candle here. This is a bearish candle. It's a very bearish candle. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get it. Here's the pre-market low here. And here's the 5-minute opening range low, pretty much lined up. It was on SSR, so I had to catch it on an uptick. So, that's why the price is back up above here, because I had to catch it on an uptick. And thought I had a good entry. And then this thing ripped on me. I mean, look at it. It flat ripped on me. Now, if I was in my normal size of 200 or 300 shares, it wouldn't have been so bad. But I was, I'm in 500 shares. I could have traded this 1,000 shares if I wanted to. And that thought did cross my mind. But I went in 500 shares. And I'm thinking, hey, I can make some good money off 500 shares. But I lost some good money. So I lost 2 points on the deal. I got in at 106.89. Slipped 10 cents on me, but 2 points. So I risked 2 points. And here I risked 2 points again. So that equals 2 points is $1,000. Here I went in 600 shares. I wanted to get my money back. All right, number one, I shouldn't have been trading this. Number two, this is not the strategy that I need to trade Roku. If I'm going to trade Roku, it's going to be an all-day hold type thing or a longer time frame type trade. Trading this on the 5-minute chart, it gets me this. So if I was going to trade this, I should have done this on a 60-minute chart, which would have cleaned all of this up. And I probably would have made some money at the end of the day because we did sell back off. But, there again, not focusing on my process. I focused on what I thought was going to happen. And that's when you're wrong. There's nothing else I could say. But sometimes, guys, we're just so close. We feel so connected with what's going on that we can't really see what's happening. And I felt so close and so connected to this stock that I could not see what was going on. It prevents you from learning. It's like if somebody, now look, no disrespect to anybody. If somebody who is not profitable, who really doesn't know how to trade, questions me or tells me I'm wrong about something, I'm not going to listen to you, because I'm going to look at this and say, hey, who's making money and who's not? Now, somebody who's a successful trader, who's making money, who's doing the things that I want to do, if they tell me something, I'm not going to argue with them. I'm going to listen. I'm not going to focus on trying to prove what I think is right. I'm going to listen to what they have to say. I'm going to take it in, because that's the only way that I've been able to get better over the years. Listening to people who are better than me, who trade better than me. And that's what you have to do. You can't listen. If you're listening to guys who aren't profitable, who can't trade their way out of a cardboard box, what's going to happen to you? What's going to happen to your trading? You're not going to be able to trade your way out of a cardboard box either. So you got to humble yourself and listen. And that's what I have to do. I have to humble myself and listen. On days like today, I had to humble myself. I couldn't sit here on the mic. I had to go outside of my garage and scream. That hurt my throat even worse, which is why I didn't talk much after that. Because I was so mad and frustrated with myself because I know better. And once I sat back and looked at it, I knew exactly what I did. I knew exactly what happened. It started all the way back this morning. When I woke up early, I had a mental session scan early this morning. So I got up early, and then when I got on, I got the message that he wanted to reschedule to Wednesday. Okay, fine. It was already out of the window for me to be able to go to the gym and get back. So I sat on the couch and I fell asleep. And my son woke me up at almost 7:30. We were supposed to be gone. 20 minutes ago, we were supposed to be gone. He woke me up. So I was late getting into school. I was late getting back. Everything was late. And so my morning routine was thrown off. And it threw my focus off. So that's why I tell you guys, the routine is important. When your routine is broken, that's when you have to focus even more on the on your process, and making sure you're crossing every T and dotting every I. All right, so that's gonna do it for me today. Sad day for me. I mean, still, you know, I still got 80% of what I made last week. But I sure as hell ain't giving another 20% away tomorrow. So we are shutting it down. We are trading smaller size. And if it does set up for an all-day hold, that's one thing. But if there's no setup, if nothing presents itself the way it's supposed to be presented, I'm not trading it. You know, the happy honeymoon is over. It's time to get your head screwed back on straight and get back to work. So you guys have a great day, a great night, and I will see you in the morning.